Number 4. In this question, you will read a short passage on an academic subject and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak.
Behavior
Now, read the
modification.
passage
Individuals
from
often
the
modify
psychology
their
textbook.
behavior based on
You have
what they
45
have learned
seconds
about
to
the
read the
possible
passage.
consequences
Begin
of
reading now.
their actions. When an individual runs through experience that a certain behavior results in present consequences, that behavior is likely to be repeated. Unprecedented consequences, on the other hand, discourages further repetition of the behavior. While behavior modification can be observed in experiments, it also occurs frequently in everyday settings when individuals change their behavior based on what they have learned about the consequences of that behavior.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the topic in a psychology class. This happens all the time with kids in schools. Say there's a little boy or girl who's just starting school. Well, they're not really used to the rules about proper behavior for a classroom. So at the beginning, they might, I don't know, interrupt the teacher, walk around the classroom when they're supposed to be sitting down. Just misbehaving in general. Okay, but what happens? Well, the teacher gets angry with them when they act this way. They might get punished. They have to sit at their desks when everyone else is allowed to go outside and play. And they certainly don't like that. Soon, they'll learn that this kind of behavior gets them in trouble. They'll also learn that when they raise their hand to talk to the teacher and sit quietly and pay attention during class, they're rewarded. The teacher tells them she's proud of them and maybe puts little happy face stickers on their homework. Now that their behavior gets a good reaction from the teacher, the kids learn to always act this way in class and not behave the way they used to. Using the example from the lecture, explain what behavior modification is and how it works.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
In this listening process, the professor tries to illustrate the topic, behavior modification. He gives the example of kids in the school. The kids tend to be looking around and they don't listen to teacher, and this behavior will cause teachers angry, and and they were punished. So they will learn that this behavior was not appropriate, and also children can learn when they raise their hand. To raise their hand cause good situation. Taking attention of teacher, and it is praiseworthy, and they learn that this behavior is helpful for
In
them.
this question, you will listen to a conversation. You will then be asked to talk about the information in the conversation and to give your opinion about the ideas presented. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Now listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Jennifer,
How are things going?
Well, I'm relieved it's the end of the semester, but that's actually part of my problem.
What do you mean?
Can you believe this? My computer broke yesterday, so it's at the shop being repaired. It won't be ready until the end of next week, which is when all my papers are due.
Why not use the computer lab? They've got lots of machines there.
I know, but it gets so noisy there that I can't keep my mind on my work. I mean, when I'm at the computer, I'm not just typing, I'm thinking, so I need quiet to concentrate.
Maybe you could try going in the morning or evening. It might be less noisy then.
Maybe, but this time of year everybody's working on papers, and it could be crowded even then.
What about calling back the computer repair shop to see if they can have your computer ready at the beginning of next week instead? That would still give you enough time to finish your papers by the end of the week.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The only problem is that the shop is closed today and tomorrow for the long holiday weekend, so it would be a few days before I could talk to them.
The speakers discuss two possible solutions to the woman's problem. Briefly summarize the problem, then state which solution you recommend and explain why.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
According to the conversation, the woman has a problem, and the problem is that she cannot write a paper due next week because of the broken computer. The man suggests two solutions. The first one is to go to computer center to write the paper, and the next one is to go to repair shop. I personally think that the first one will be helpful for her. The reason is that her repair shop is closing, like she mentions, and another reason is that the computer center is always open, including morning and evening. Although she don't like the noise of the center, but it is not a serious problem to concentrate on her paper.
Number 6.